Hi everyone. My name is Haji Mahmoud. I'm 33 years old now, born in 1982. Here because I want to share with everyone um, what I guess everybody is pursuing, which is freedom, um, stress-free life, enjoying life, even living, not just surviving. And I don't mean surviving, aka living out in the camps, in the wilderness, and trying to look for food or water or something like that. I'm into that, but this is not that video. This video is really close to my heart because I've been kind of like holding myself back for years and years. Just to get a background story in, I've worked since I was 15 years old. I'm 33 years old now, so that's more than 15 years of working. Um, and I've gone retired. Yeah, at the age of, I think it was before 30. Definitely before 30. I think I was 25 or 28 when I've decided that I wanted to retire from working completely. And yeah, and that's what has been going on for the past 3 or 4 years, right? Yeah, whatever. Math's never been good, um, strong point of mine, but that's okay because that's what accountants are for. And not that I need one, but if I needed, to calculate, I'll just get a calculator on my mobile. So, yeah, hats off to you, mathematicians out there. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I haven't been working for anyone for the past 3 or 4 years, and am still able to travel. Um, I'm still able to enjoy the lifestyle that I wanted to live. What I mean is, buy stuff, 4K computer, whatever. It could be anything and everything that you want. I'm actually aiming for a Ford Mustang 2015. Nowhere close, but that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which are goals. What are your goals? And the kind of like idea behind goals. Um, Bruce Lee once said, and I'm not gonna quote, is in the gist of it, aim for the stars but hit the skies. What he means is kind of like go for the highest that you possibly are able to get and maybe get close enough. And that might be good enough, but um, for me, goals are something that you kind of strive for. Is more of the journey rather than the destination kind of thing. And this is talking from experience, by the way. Don't wanna fickle with that. Oh, this video is all gonna be all about that. Those life experiences I've had, kind of like the advice that I want to give to people who want to be in my kind of position right now. Because I could talk books, chapters of how I'm living, but you'll never understand until you're at that point in your life, or my point right now for you. So how do you get there? Well, wow, that is a big question, is it? How do you get there? Fundamentals. Let's break it down. So one of the key things, for me, I think, how I got to be financially free, yeah, is money management, and that's kind of like the biggest opener for me. I mean, at the time, I wasn't working. I was earning little to no money, and I had debts to pay, from my college, high school, tuition fees. I was going to Cosmopolitan at the time. I was paying off my 11,000 course fees, 1 year. So I had that, and I had loans from past purchases. Um, and what else did I have? Well, I'm guessing everybody has their own responsibilities and their own problems. So money management. So I'm pretty sure if you've involved yourself in, say, insurance, or maybe even your banker advised you to kind of like manage how you spend your money. So I'm just gonna illustrate it here with my board and my pen here. So imagine then I'm, I'm gonna attempt to draw now, and I hope you guys know what this is. I used to take art, but that was a very long time ago when I was in GIS, that's Jurong International School. Not so bad. Right. Okay. What is that? That's a scale. Or I know there's a proper name for it, but who cares? Okay. So why am I drawing this? Okay, the scale basically balances because this equals to that. I mean, obviously it doesn't look the same, but basically it's both empty and that it balances out. So lots of people are talking about balance. Well, I'm talking about how you can kind of like, this is what, let's call this our income, right? And this is not coming from any, I wrote their income. I don't know. You can see this income, right? And this side is your expenditure. Did I say that right? Expenditure. English is not my first language, so right? Expenditure, whatever. So the whole idea is about this balance is that and in order to be financially free, your income has to be more than your expenditure. Then you are equal to financially free. Basically, all your expenses, that could be your rent, your bills, what have you know, food even. I mean, you gotta spend money on food, right? And I'm not talking about sushi. I'm talking about literally food you need to survive. Every day kind of consumption. And if we take a single guy, single girl, single person, they'll spend in Brunei maybe $100 just out there. $100 a month. I mean, that's livable in Brunei because you know subsidies, whatnot. It's not actually that much just to kind of like spend on food, unless you're talking about $60 to $80 food per meal, kind of going out at steakhouses or sushi places. I mean, that's a kind of want, not a need. And that's fine, you know, if you have that kind of money to spend on that kind of what you call a luxury, great. That's living your life. But if that's doing that is causing you to have zero money at middle of the month and you're like scratching your head, oh, where am I gonna find money for food? That's not living. That's like not even surviving. You're gonna have to like, I don't know, borrow money or buy $1 nasi katoks or what have you. So that's not living, that's surviving. And this video is not talking about surviving. This video is talking about living. Um, so yeah, the scale. For me, that's the kind of like equation to life. If you want to get more of something or less of something, then you have to tip something at the scale. This then includes losing, I would say losing weight. I would say manage your weight. Because when you lose your weight, you can get it back. So if you manage it, if you manage your weight, then you can keep it that way. I mean, lose weight and then keep that weight, you know. Uh, I may not be at the epitome of health right now, but I used to be almost 100 kilos. I don't know what that is in uh, American weight, whatever it is, pounds. So 100 kilos almost. And now I'm about 85 at most, 83, 82. It's kind of like up and down. And that's because I would use more energy than how much I store, which in turn goes to fat. Which in then, if I exercise more, I will burn more fat, so I lose more weight. But saying that, I actually gained more weight recently, but that's kind of because muscles way more than fat. And kind of like looking at the scales and all the body monitors, not really my thing. So I just look in the mirror. If I look good, I'm not complaining. Even if I gain more weight, but I look ripped and muscular, then I'm smiling. So that's kind of like another video that I want to talk about. But this time we're gonna talk about financial freedom, I guess, in this video. How do you become financially free? Basically, you need to have more income than your expenditure. As soon as your income is 1 cent more than your expenditure, basically you're financially free. To my books, that's why kind of when people say they're financially free, to me, I'm like not impressed. I'm not that impressed because I'm financially free, and it's really easy for me to become financially free. And how did I do that? I managed my money. How do I manage my money? Now that deserves another illustration. By the way, if somebody out there knows how to make animated videos, contact me because I would like to hire you. Seriously. So I don't want to steal the kind of like teachings that my what do you call them, teachers, mentors gonna do. I'm gonna put my own twist into it. So um, and this is not exactly patented or anything. This is just what people, especially insurance people, what they would use in order to kind of like talk about money management, or even bankers actually. So uh, just trying to figure out how this works, right? These are like for whatever containers, right? I don't want to use the names that they use. So what do these four containers signify? These are your expenditure basically. So I'm just gonna write here the first one, necessities, necessities. Right. Now necessities. What does that mean? Food for your house. I don't know, your cat, your dog, whatever. Um, and what they say that you should put your expenditure is, can I? Yeah, 55%. 55% of your income should go into your necessities. And like I said, your bills, your rent, your food. What else have you used? My mentor says that massaging, going to massage parlors, salons, whatever, and having a massage is a necessity for him. I mean, uh, it could be yours too. Yeah, something else might be your necessities. Your internet, perhaps. Brunei is like the cheapest unlimited that you can get is around 200 bucks a month, $200 a month. So that's what I'm on. Because I need my internet to do my videos, to upload my streams. Excuse me. And even uploading this video, I need the internet, and I can't be doing it with kind of like capped internet quotas, because I would just finish that off in before half a month. In the middle of the month, then I'll have to top up. It just doesn't make sense to me. So necessities, 55%. So I'm just gonna like kind of work myself down here. Um, because this is kind of basic for me. This after necessities, then you have your Hmm. How about this? Future, future biz. It doesn't have to be a biz. Future business, maybe I don't know, 10%. Put it this way, five to 10% should be saved into your future business. I mean, obviously, the more percentage you put in, the faster it is to reach your goal. But I'm just making this basic for now. So what is that? Let's just say we take 5%, so that's 60, so that is about 40. So well, I don't know. One jar could be what we usually call the rainy day. And then the last one could be charity. Now, for charity, I'd say 5% of your income goes to charity. I would give about $10 every week to my mosque. So that's about $40 every month. I mean, that sounds little, but I do that every week, every month. So that's what 12, 40 times 12. Do the math. 400 plus a year. It doesn't sound much, but I don't just give $10 a week. It is could be included to what we call lepax, which is blanja, just uh, buying coffee or food for your friends. I mean, I spent maybe $60 at one meal at one time for all the my friends. So I mean that could go into that charity. I mean it's not charity. It's just money from the side that you can spend that won't put you in a bit of trouble. Put it aside in your wallet, maybe $10. I tend to put a little bit of money in the car just in case, I have to go to a wedding or whatever. $10 for attending a wedding, it's normal for me. I mean, I would give maybe a little bit more for families and friends, but people I don't know, I just pass $10 or $50, something like that. Anyway, so that leaves 55 plus 5, 65, 65, another 5. So what is that? 35? 35% maybe goes to your rainy day. Is that right? I don't know. It looks right to me. 60, 60 plus 30, 90, 5, 500. Yeah. So this is how maybe you can manage. Now, you're thinking, you know, this and this may not be a good idea for you because then, say you only get 1,000 a month. That's a realistic number. Some people work less, $200 a month. I know. I used to work at the food and drinks industry, um, and I was getting maybe 200, 300 a month only. But that was just because I can, and I don't really. I was earning a lot more than that anyway from the side. I just needed the experience. But going on back to this, I mean, these percentages you can work out on your own. Don't don't go higher than 55. I'd say. To put it in perspective, on my necessities right now, I think I only spend 5% of my income on necessities, and that's not including my kind of like I don't know tri-monthly trips to some country. I came back from Kinabalu a few ooh, shoot it's gonna drop KK a few months ago. And before that we went to I don't know Penang I guess. Sorry, excuse me, I need to drink. So it's gonna dry. So yeah, this is this is kind of how this was kind of how I became financially free, because my necessities, I kind of like try to reduce this number, this percentage, as much as possible. This would probably stuff that you don't need, kind of like putting your needs and your wants in a separate list. So things like what? I guess video games, going to cyber cafes, that could be a want instead of a need, because you're not gonna die if you don't go to the internet. Be serious. Um, Me, person in my position, I basically play games all day. Literally play games all day. I could be doing errands, making money, for example, doing some consultation maybe. But basically, 80 to 90% of my days is playing video games and YouTubing and streaming. Um, so that's kind of my thing. That's kind of like my goals. So it might be yours. Who knows? I like to think that I'll be the first Bruneian YouTuber or streamer to be earning from video games. It's always been a dream of mine ever since TFF was developed. Team Factory as my old team. We're still around. But anyway, that's always been our dreams, to actually be playing video games and getting paid for it. So yeah, slowly going there. So that's kind of my dream. So it may not be yours. Maybe you can work towards it. Who knows? You don't even have to listen to what people say. If you want to be a streamer, you want to be a YouTuber, go ahead. Do it. You're not making money now, fine. That's all right. Or if you wanna keep them happy, you could always do something else, which is another topic in my series. 0 to 1. Basically, 0 to 1 is making something one out of zero, nothing. So just to kind of like elaborate, services, for example, consultation. I do business consultation. So when people ask me stuff, I'll say, okay, give me 100 now, and I'll spend time with you, talk to you, and give you advice. And it could take an hour, maybe less, 2 days. So for me, that's kind of like my passion. I want to help people. So I just say, make it worth my time. Drop 100, then we'll talk. I could, if it takes a minute or two, then it's fine. I wouldn't charge you. But if it if it needs my time, and I'd rather be doing something. So you just pay me, and I'll just consult. I've opened gyms. I've opened caterings, what have yous. Dabbled with property, um, forex, and the trading kind and the other kind as well. The other kind meaning, buy low and sell high you know when it flips. So that's my kind of thing. I did a bit of odd jobs here and there, stuff like renewing road tax, maybe a little bit of shopping. I do export as well. Import, exports, imports. I do imports. I have a bakery currently. So I have a whole wide range of businesses, and that's great because you want to be able to have your kind of like finger in the pie and every piece of the pie, so that be it $1, be it $10 a month, that kind of business. Because if one business fails, like my gym, I closed the gym. So when that fails, I've got 100 others to support me, so that's fine. So it doesn't hurt business. So that's kind of like your goals, if you may, in order to have kind of like a sustainability in your life. I've talked a little bit now about a few things. So financial freedom, you need to put more money income to cover your expenditure. So basically, the more money that you can make past your expenditure, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of an equation there just to illustrate. It's good to, when you're talking to people, it's good to have some kind of illustration, because then you're looking at it and you're listening to it, and maybe even repeat it and let your voice kind of like be heard by your ears. It's kind of like a trip for people like me who's very forgetful. Excuse me. So what was I talking about? See, expenditure, right? So your income, right, has to be more than your expenditure, right? So like let's say your expenditure is about 1,000 a month. So even if you had say 1,001, that $1 is basically like profit. I wouldn't say profit. I'll just say this is kind of like extra money, right? I wouldn't say let's say you got extra income, then equals to $1. So now you have this $1 that you can reuse. I like to call it reshuffling your expenses, or maybe money management again into it. So basically, the more extra income you got, the more kind of like capital, kind of like the cash that you can play around with. You know, I mean, it's just a buck now, but say if you have a buck for every month, you have $10, $12 at the end of the month. Doesn't sound much, right? But we're just talking about a dollar here. You gotta think bigger picture, because people tend to think, well, it's just a dollar. Every single cent counts. Seriously. I mean, even with that $1, you're already financially free. I will call you a financially free person because you have covered all your expenses. And you know what? When I was talking about the necessities, that includes your kind of like school loans, all your you know things that you have to pay. You know, like your taxes. I mean, Brunei doesn't have tax, so we're fine. But all those people out there, this video could relate to you as well. Save that money. I mean, juggle with it. Don't just save. Saving money for me is kind of like money that's just sitting on in bank or in your containers, and it's not doing favors for you. It's not working for you. A lot of my mentors are talking about how too much talking switched off. I don't know why. Okay, I hope it's still recording. Um, Lots of my mentors are talking about how money works for them and not the other way around, where you have to work money. I mean, I hate the fact that you have to work for money. What I mean is, after school, right after you graduate, you go look for a job, you get a job, 9 to 5, and you earn $1,000 a month, and you know after deducting everything, you end up having nothing, and then you have to work again for that month to get 1,000, and then you spend that all off, and then again you end up with nothing. I mean, it's a vicious cycle. Um, people people think nowadays, people think that it's okay to just burn your cash and not have like a side plan to it. I mean, what you should really be working is turning your income into passive income, and from there, and we're talking about kind of like Robert Kiyosaki's four quadrant things, and um, yeah, it's not mine to teach, so I'm not gonna copy that. Look it up. Google's your friend. YouTube's your friend. Robert Kiyosaki's four quadrants. So you want to push yourself into the kind of like 9 to 5 to where I'm kind of am at, which is not having to work, but money is working for me. And how I did that was turning my income into passive income. So okay, so how do you do that? Well, like I said, with the extra income, save it or actually have a goal for it. Um, One of my first things that I did when I quit my job was becoming a contractor. And it was kind of like the built, you know, building stuff, kind of contracting. Because my background was architecture, even though I didn't have my degree. So I wanted to get the next best thing, which was being a contractor. So I did have to dabble with things that had to be constructed and stuff, but I actually ended up getting what you call it, bankrupt with that. I mean, that's a different story altogether again. And don't be afraid to fail. As I've learned, I've dabbled with so many businesses that, and what comes with that is our risks. And yes, I've had people trick me. Yes, people stole from me. Yes, I made mistakes. But you know what? I'm glad that happened because that placed me where I am now. A few years later, playing video games all day and still getting paid. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. One tip though that I can tell you is that even when you've gone through all the trainings and people telling you, even I will tell you to do it, just do it. Don't think about the money first, just do it. Don't have to prepare first. I mean, I have this inferior inferiority complex, whatever you want to call it, that I would have to study something first in order to go towards that kind of like uh to the application. For example, architecture. In order to be architect, I want to study architecture first to be an architect. Well, yeah, obviously that's kind of like the normal step, but there are other ways. Being contractor, I could still be involved, but not having to be an architect myself. I could hire an architect to draw the drawings, whatever, but I could basically manage everything, like from the builders to the staff. There's just more than one way to solve a problem. So, and I'm really good at that. So that's my strength. Um, Finding kind of like the solutions to problems and be that guy, the person who provides solutions to the problems. And what my mentors always say is that the bigger the problem, the better, and the better your solution, the more money that you make. So be the solution, or at least find one. Um, so where were we at? How to be financially free? Have a plan to what you want to do with the extra income. I mean, yeah, I put there, what was that, 35% future biz. I mean, that could be in there as well. The 35%. Have an idea what you want to do with that $35 even. I don't know. Let's calculate it, shall we? So if I was earning about 1,000 a month, 35% is basically $250. $350 a month. Holy crap! I could probably open 3 businesses with that. You know, 100 each. I was kind of like thinking small, that you'd need about just $100 in order to open a business. Um, yeah, it's possible. It's plausible and possible. Possible. $100 for a business is possible. You can do naskato. I mean, just buy the rice, buy eggs, pusui, whatever you wanna put meat in it. It's a bit expensive, but you know what? Who cares? Um, I used to grill during all those kind of like festivals. So I was basically buying stuff for about $100. I mean, I had a grill already. Um, I mean, if you have to buy the grill, fine. But I had the grill. I had all the utensils. In order to be able to cook, I had the charcoal. Obviously, it wasn't that much. $5 for 3 kilos, whatever. But the meat, the lamb that I had to buy, a lamb rack leg would cost about $100. And I'm talking detail because I did this. Literally had to kind of like get them to cut it, wash it myself, put all the sauce into it, overnight, put it in the fridge, and sell them. Sell them for. I started out with $7 a pop, and that was for me that was reasonable because I had thick ass lamb steaks, and it was freaking awesome. But people were like, I don't know you. Why is it $7? That's kind of like what the restaurants are, the A restaurants are selling it at. So I was like, okay, fine, $5. And it's sold like hotcakes. People were talking about it afterwards. They came back. They bought even more. I gave away testers. People actually went, U-turn. They took some samples, they walked away, they immediately ran back and they were like, it was so freaking good, we have to buy. So with that, I managed to make $100 profit. So with the $100 that I bought, I made double. And that kept on continuing every day that I sold it for the next 5 days. 5 days. So I made 300, $500 in that. I mean, that's like half of what people are earning in a month, and I did that in a week, less than a week even. Imagine if I did that for a whole month. That was like 2000. Yeah, 2000 a month. This is what people don't realize about kind of like the F&B business, selling nascato for like $1. They make 1,000 clean profit every month. Some more than that because it doesn't take that much. Rice is $10, $12 for a whole 10 kilos. Cook that. You can make maybe, I don't know, hundreds of nascatoks with that. $100 profit from $12. These kind of things. So yeah, I started selling kue, kikbatik, Milo kikbatik during Hari Raya, and I managed to make $1,000 profit within that month. Profit, yeah. And I bought a chiller, $600 chiller, just by selling cakes. That was like, $30 by for an 8 by 8 by 2, I think. $3 for one cake, and I made $1,000 selling that during Hari Raya. And it wasn't like every day. It was kind of like my wife and I, after she came back from work, we just spent some time in the kitchen, made some cake batik, which is about an hour, less than that, and then put it in the chiller, sell it, wrap it the next day, and sell it off for $30 a pop, and we made $1,000 a month. So I mean, and we started that with literally less than 100, definitely. Milo is like what, $10 for 2 kilos, less than that, I think. Milo, Sumanis, no sugar, I don't think. Sumanis already. Biscuits, and we make 1,000 a month. So just go out there and find ways to make passive income. You could probably, if you're working in office, what you can do to kind of like make extra income is, I don't know, make Tetarik and those kind of like dispenser things for $12. I used to do that, and I stopped doing it because people didn't pay me when I delivered the Tetarik. So I mean that's fine. That's the stuff like that happens all the time. But I mean for you, you could just bring a big ass dispenser. It's about 12 cups, I think, of like normal size cups for Tetarik, and that's like $12. You know, you can probably make that one taco with $4, $5 to get the ingredients. Make it every day, $12 every day. How much is that? $48 a week. $48 a week times by 4 months. You're making about almost 200 a month extra income. I mean, it's just 5-10 minutes. I mean, to boil water is probably a few minutes, but do it in the morning. Bring it to work. People just pump it, get $12 a day. You know, that's just some of the things that you can do. You can make kue even. You can make nascato if you want. Um, could even just be simple rice and you just pop one egg there and that's it. And people just put soy sauce on it and they say that's the best lunch they ever had. Stuff like that. It's just so simple. You don't overthink it. Just do it. People if they don't want to buy it, fine. You can go bring it home and eat it yourself. And if literally nobody likes the idea, nobody buys it, then don't do it anymore. It doesn't hurt to try. You got everything to gain and a little to lose. Little to nothing to lose. So just go ahead and do it. So I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up now because I've been talking for almost 45 minutes. But let's just recap. If you wanna be financially free, and this is just being financially free. This is not yet talking about how you can live to where I'm, basically financially free, but with bonuses. Like for example, if I decided to buy an air conditioning, which I want to do today, I just go ahead and buy it. Without having to think twice. I know I've got money in the bank. I've got money in my card. I know I can pay that back. Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, before we leave, I just want to show you my kind of like containers. Um, we got this one. We got this one. Um, anything else? No. Right. I've got quite a few containers actually. Containers. So if you can see this one, this is my batik fund. Basically, what this is money that I've made from just selling um my kue, and this is like $30 a piece. So it's not much here. It's like a couple of, I think it's about 165 I've got in here currently because we sold some recently, and don't think that I 165. Oh, that's not much. I actually opened a BIBD account from this alone, and it's like a minimum 1,000 to open a. I mean, it's no minimum, I don't think, but we got about 1,000 in there, and every time I make money, I just pop it in. I don't even take it out. Um, this is a little bit closer to heart. I'm if you can read that, I think it's the reflection from the thing. What is it? Right, Hajj pilgrimage. Um, I'm already a Haji, which means I've made the pilgrimage to Mecca, but I want to be able to send myself and my wife there. So we've got this. I mean, so far, um, this is just a little bit. This is not all of it. Okay, I have a little trick. What I did was I exchanged the hundreds that are in here with Singapore dollars. Now, the reason for that is that for us Bruneians, a dollar Brunei is equivalent to a dollar Singapore, but the value internationally, Singapore is better. Knowing that, um, I tend not to spend the Singapore dollars that are in there. I mean, if I don't have cash on me, I'll just take some of the money from there, one of the containers. So it kind of stops me from spending it because I know it's worth more. Um, I'd be losing it in value if I was to trade. If I was to buy something here, with Singapore dollars. It's kind of like coveted here because you can change it and then spend it overseas and get a better value. So it stops me. It's kind of like where, and I deal with gold as well, gold, silver, the precious metals. Um, it's the same concept that once you buy gold with cash, it's kind of hard to kind of like spend the gold. You'd have to sell it off again, and it'll be of a lesser value than when you bought it, maybe. So what you tend to do is not, you find another source to pay something instead of using gold. I mean, that could be used for emergencies, and when I say emergencies is when you broke your leg or something, whatever, your car broke down. If without your car you can go to work, etc., etc. In fact, I don't need to explain because you yourself know what's the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do. I wouldn't have to tell you because you already know it, or at least you should know it, differentiating between what is right and what is wrong. So, yeah, um, gold, Singapore dollars, then you'll tend to not spend, which means it prevents you from spending that, and then you can keep to your kind of goals. We have I think over 1,000 plus, and we've been saving for this year alone. So it takes about, I don't know, 12,000 maybe for per person. So I need to save about 20,000 plus in order to go to Mecca and do Hajj. So that's kind of like my goal. And then once I reach that goal, I probably have another goal with a higher value. Again, I mean, maybe after Hajj, I'd want to save for a new house, maybe. Houses probably cost around 200,000 to up to 500,000, depending on how big the land is and how big the house is. But I want to be able to I mean, I have a house which I'm going to move to soon, hopefully this year, which is about a few months now, a couple of months before the end of the year. So there's a lot of renovating and cost that goes with it. So that will probably be kind of like the next thing I want to do, to save for a house, for another house. Um, so yeah, that's about it, I think. So manage your money. Try to reduce your expenditure from 55% to, I don't know. I maybe my expenditure is 1%. I literally don't need to spend a lot in order for me to survive right now. Most of the money that I have, I kind of like push towards my family. I am trying to teach them to be sustainable so they don't have to hope on me for the expenditures. So that's the kind of thing that I'm pushing towards, teaching my family members in order to do what I do, right? And pursue my dreams or their dreams, as the case may be. Mm, well, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else much to say. This is kind of like the raw version of this video. I'll be doing more edits, maybe get that illustrator, animation going in for this video and my other series. So I hope you enjoyed me ranting for the past hour or so. Hope you've learned something. Um, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. It helps me because then I can get a broader audience, and drop me a comment, liked it, hate it, whatever. I love having to get some kind of response from people. Uh, I prefer good ones. I could accept bad ones, because people are just people and they'll do whatnots. I'm doing this for me. It's not so much for everyone else. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. I tried, but I'm not here to satisfy your needs. I'm here to satisfy my need to help people. So if something in this video has struck a chord, I'm sorry. Don't want to push you that way. If it helped you, I'm glad that it did. If you're confused about anything, then do drop me a comment. I get the comments notified through my Gmail, which I always receive on my phone or when I'm on a PC. So I will be able to reply as soon as I can. I'll get the notification. I'll reply as soon as I can. And yeah, just go ahead, ask me questions. I mean, right now it's on a YouTube. It's not kind of like on a one-one basis. We could do that. I would upload stuff like that if the session was good. Um, I'm thinking about doing Google Hangouts sometime when when I've got more followers or enough people who are interested in interviewing me or asking me for advice. But yeah, maybe we can even set it for like once weekly thing, once monthly even, because sometimes people don't have the time for it. So, and I've got things to do, I've got games to play, so games to play, people to help, basically. And life happens as well. So, okay, I think that's about it. So, thanks for watching. It's SpartanDee, aka Ajimamut. Like, subscribe. I'll see you to the next video. Peace.